Hi, and thanks for joining me again. I've got my Strat project ready to go to the Luthier, which is very exciting. Bought this last week on Facebook. This is a crafted in Japan body and neck. It was a project that someone else was going to be working on and they decided to let it go. And I bought it, actually picked up a good price. They'd sanded the body back to do a respray because it's a Japanese body. I'm not going to over-invest in this. So I've kind of kept it as it is. Kind of looks road worn and put some nice buckle rash in there. Now, component wise, as I introduced in the last video, loaded pick guard. This is the Custom Shop Classic 50s player. So that should be some really nice pickups. I've also bought a Fender Custom Shop tremolo and saddle here, and that's just absolutely beautiful. That's relicked, so that was a great part. Also, the plug here is a Fender Custom Shop relic, so that's beautiful. The tremolo cover here, again, a Fender Custom Shop relic, so that's going to look nice. That's got the parchment kind of finish with the yellow. Vintage looking arm there that's nicely aged, which goes with the tremolo. Some Gosso tuners, again, relic there from All Parts. And decided to put some locking nuts for the Strat. So Brenden Mason is going to be working on the guitar. He's a bit of a Strat expert. He's been playing Strats for about 40 or 50 years, and he's got about 10 or 15 of them. And I've never been a huge Strat fan, and Brenden has actually said to me, if you want a Strat, let me build you one, and I think you'll love it. So let's get this one down to the shop and see what he can do.
When I first saw this little deer, it was a body and neck that Matt had got over the internet, and that was about it. Since then, Matt has obtained some really good parts for this guitar, all Fender bits, and I've basically first rejigged and rewired a lot of the wiring because that was a little bit on the haphazard side, cleaned a lot of that up, and fitted a lot of the parts that Matt has supplied. There was an incredible amount of fret wear. As you can see, the frets now are in quite operable condition, and new set of heads. So we're on the last legs now. I've fitted the bridge. I've just got to lubricate all the friction points in the bridge and set it up. And bingo, Matt will have himself a very serviceable Strat. Another thing that I did in the electronics is that I've reset his G poles. Quite a lot of the time, standard Fender single core pickups will have a set pattern or a staggered pattern where the G will be high. I've reset the G down lower because an unwound string, and originally these were designed for a wound G, but Matt will be using an unwound G, so consequently I've reset the G pole pieces. The Super Switch has the same outward appearance of a normal 5-way, has the 5 positions, but the unique thing about this switch is that normally with a normal 5-way, when you're in that position, it would be that pickup, the bridge pickup. The second position would be bridge and middle. The middle position would be middle pickup. Then normally on a normal 5-way, it'd be middle and neck. And then the final 5th position would be neck. Now in this particular one, in this position, which normally would be neck and middle, it connects via the Super Switch, the neck and the bridge, which gives you a pretty good simulation of the classic tally sound where you've got bridge and neck together, which normally with a Stratocaster with a normal 5-way switch, you can't get that combination. Quite a lot of attention to the small finer points of what goes on with the guitar, and bearing in mind that the person that I'm setting it up for is quite a sensible player. He's not a basher, he's not a featherweight, so he's kind of sitting in the middle of the tension of where I'll set the guitar. And the other thing that I'm bearing in mind is that the tremolo is going to be in action on this guitar, so I'm not cranking a lot of neck angle into the guitar to make the guitar overly tight. And one of the main aspects of that is to get the strings to return over all the friction points. String trees, one friction point, head nuts, another friction point, saddles are a friction point, and then all the internals of the actual workings of the tremolo are friction points. So all of those will contribute to the guitar returning and staying in tune. This is the thing I've been doing for years, which is just putting a spring under the string tree. Change the break angle over the head nut. With that string tree down on the face of the guitar, it was pushing the strings right down. So it was creating quite a lot of angle through there. You'll also notice that with the bass E, I've done very little with the wind, and because of the fact that I've used that locking idea, I've been able to create a pretty uniform break angle over the head nut. You put a lot of string on, and you start creating a big angle like that. I defy you to put this in the hands of a person that's a good player and have this guitar, even though it is a Partscaster, it has good hardware on it, and so in that light the pickups are going to sound fine, providing I do a great job with the setup, which I'm sure I will do for Matt. This will sound as good as any American guitar.
Well, I've had the Strat now for about a week, and I've got to say I haven't been able to put this thing down. It's a really great guitar. Haven't owned a Strat for 20 years, and I'm wondering why that was the case. And if there's a moral to this story, I guess it would have to be that you don't have to pay $1 million to get a really great guitar. Not saying Fender custom shops and stuff aren't worth it, but this feels great, and Brendan's done a fantastic job on the setup of this. So really delighted. Had a jam with this actually on Wednesday night with some mates. Played for about 5 hours, and it's a super comfortable guitar to play. And unlike some of my other guitars, you know, just light and comfortable, the contoured body, and just really versatile over a few different styles of music. So I'm going to build up another Strat. That's my Sunburst, the American Standard that I bought off Stratosphere. 69 custom shop pickups going into that. Brendan's actually working on that at the moment. So when that comes back in about a week's time, I'm going to do a video and compare the two of them, because this obviously is just a Japanese body, but it just feels great, this guitar. It's got a real softness, like a guitar that I've owned for years, and it just feels like an old friend. So really delighted with it. Now, if you'd like to watch some more videos, please subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Thanks.